Last week, we talked about quirks and how they could affect your hitters when choosing live series or face the franchise cards on your teams in Diamond Dynasty. Whenever these quirks are activated on your players, you seem to have a slight change in that player's attributes. Maybe it increases the contact, it makes that PCI bigger like we showed in the previous video, or maybe it'll do something else that maybe we can't measure. And today, we're going to talk about pitchers. Pitchers also get the benefit of some of these quirks from Outlier, which is a pretty basic quirk that does need some clarifying like we're going to cover today, along with things like homebody and stopper. So we're going to go through these quirks, how they could be affecting pitchers, and test what we can so we can see how valuable they are in choosing your players. Let's get into it. First, we got to talk about Outlier because this is a quirk that legends can have. You see, we got Rob Dibble here, who's got Outlier 1. Outlier means that pitch, usually it's a fastball type pitch, will be faster than normal. So, you know, that four-seam fastball could touch 102, that cutter could hit 99, that sinker can hit the high 90s. So I have a couple examples of clips so we can quantify exactly how good Outlier is. And yes, Outlier 1 works exactly the same as Outlier 2. The number changes based on what pitch has Outlier. So when you're looking at that, it doesn't affect how fast the pitch is. It just changes based on the pitch. So sometimes the pitcher's primary pitch they throw with Outlier, and there's some situation where a pitcher's secondary pitch is the pitch with Outlier. So we'll get some examples here. We got Rob Dibble, it's Outlier 1. He's got Outlier in the four-seam. Last year, if you played the game, you know Outlier on four-seam fastballs were insane. You see, he can hit 102, 101 still, faster than normal. I noticed he's not going to hit it with the same consistency as years past. You have Jose Alvarado here, who's got Outlier on the two-seam. First time I think we've seen Outlier in two-seams was this year. So Alvarado on the Rays collection, he gets it. Miguel Castro gets Outlier on the sinker. You can see Alvarado is hitting 99 regularly. Castro is hitting mid to high 90s. So, you know, he's still got the good velo for a sinker, but it's different because the sinker doesn't hit 102 in the same manner as a four-seam. Henderson Cabrera's Outlier 2, again on the two-seam. For some reason, he was throwing faster than Alvarado. I think it might have been because he was more warmed up. He was throwing a little bit faster. He's hitting 100 more regularly, but also you see it's 97 there. So there is a wider range, it feels like, of pitch speeds that Outlier can touch, especially when it's not a four-seam. They're not going to hit above 100 consistently. Manuel Clase, Outlier on the cutter. He was hitting 99 basically every time, but you know, 98, 99. Last year felt like he was hitting 100, 101 all the time. This year, just from my use, he hit a lot of 99. You can hit that higher velo, but I felt like 99 was like the most common speed I saw him hit, which is still elite for a cutter. And yeah, those are Outlier pitches. Make sure you take a note of that with your Nolan Ryans, Jacob deGroms, pitchers like that when you're choosing them on your teams, because they may or may not have them. It can really make that fastball a little bit quicker. And in terms of our other pitcher quirks, yes, pitchers have other quirks like day player, night player, homebody, and road warrior. And the only other quirk they have is stopper. So we'll go through those very quickly here. First, we have day player. You see Kyle Gibson, his live series card only has day player. It is the nighttime right now. The quirk is inactive, but the quirk active, you see my PCI gets a little bit smaller at the plate. This means since pitchers hits per 9 attribute changes how big the hitter's PCI is, this is making the hitter's PCI smaller, you see? So seems like there's at least a minor hits per 9 boost on a starting pitcher that gets day what did he say? That gets day player, it has it activated. If you're starting a pitcher that plays better in the daytime, you know, you can consider it. This is a very minor difference though. Like, I don't know if this is game changing at all personally. Then we go to night player. We have Lucas Giolito. You see daytime, quirk is not active, bang. Quirk is active, PCI gets smaller. That means the hits per 9 on the pitcher is getting bigger. It's the exact same hitter, and these hitters I chose have no quirks, so nothing else is changing other than the fact that the pitcher is playing in the nighttime instead of the day. So you see, day and night player have minor differences for the pitcher as well. Again, it didn't seem to be a big deal, but it's noteworthy. Homebody. This is the one where I got confused with. You see this little overlay here. We're gonna look at this. Homebody is a quirk, just like with the hitters, that you play better as the home team. So you see here, the quirk is inactive. Nothing is happening here. Joe Musgrove has homebody. You see, he's the away team. He's wearing the darker colored jerseys. I'm the home team. My name on the score bug is on the bottom. Now when the quirk activates, PCI gets bigger. I don't know why that happened. Like, I don't know why it would get minorly bigger. And at first I was like, okay, is it just a Joe Musgrove thing? Like, was it a confidence thing? Maybe he wasn't warmed up enough. Like, I don't really know what happened. you see the PCI gets slightly bigger for overlay's sake. See the orange one? The orange is when the quirk is inactive, and the yellow is where it's active. You see it gets slightly bigger when the quirk is active. So something backwards is happening here, or something else is affecting it. And I thought it was just a homebody thing, right? And then Road Warrior. You see Road Warrior inactive here. Road Warrior active. Hyunjin Ryu has Road Player. So why is the PCI getting bigger when this quirk is active? You would think it would affect hits per 9. Maybe make that hits per 9 rating a little higher, make the PCI smaller, like it did with Day Player and Night Player. So why is the PCI getting bigger here? I have no idea. I don't know what caused it. Either it's doing nothing and something else is causing it to make it bigger, or for some reason the quirk is set backwards. No idea. Stopper is the quirk that some starting pitchers get, which kind of acts like Rally Monkey, which I talked about with the hitting quirks. Basically, when the team is behind, there's some sort of attribute increase. The thing is, I feel like this is a tough one to test, and in this video, wasn't really able to test it myself. Like you saw with the previous quirks, I hopped into a game against these pitchers to see if the hitters' PCIs got bigger or smaller. And obviously those hitters had no quirks, so I minimized what I can on the hitter's side. But here's the issue with this. With Stopper, if the team is behind, a lot of times that pitcher is going to be coming in with, I don't know, like less confidence if he has given up runs. This quirk, I feel like, is a tough one to quantify, mainly because if you are losing the game, you know, if that pitcher comes on into a game and gives up a couple runs, their confidence is going to go down, which will make their pars probably a little bigger, and your opponent's PCI is a little bigger. That's how confidence works, from my knowledge. So I'm not entirely sure how to measure this one. I tried to test it quickly by having him in the start of a game, then giving up a run, and then seeing if the pars got smaller. Didn't notice that myself, and tried to do the same thing with the reverse side on the hitters, see if the PCI size changed. I don't think I was able to tell anything from this, and I feel like this one is a tough one to test personally. However, there probably is some value to it that just might not be shown, or just might not be easy to discern. It probably would work similar to our other quirks we have, where there's maybe a minor difference in hits per 9, or a minor difference at least in your par sizes to make them smaller, give you more control. But unfortunately, these things are tough to measure. I'm trying my best to solve it, but unfortunately, we can't get a full answer on every single thing because of all the moving pieces in the game. So yeah, those are the pitcher quirks. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you like and check out the other quirks video I talk about the hitter quirks. I mentioned a good bit. It's valuable to look at these quirks and choosing your players, and there is a lot of value that can be added to your players. But I hope you all enjoyed. We'll be covering more deep dives and stuff on easier things to test here probably later this week. So if you I see more of those, sub to the channel and keep an eye out for those. Appreciate you all watching. See you all again on the next one. Deuces.